Early in the morning, rising to the streets. Pop me a nicotine lozenge and I don't strap shoes on my feet. The new sublime is profiting off of death. A sense of nostalgia and scraped off resin breath. Gooey. It's a little freestyle. So yeah, it is November 21st, 2025. 7 days exactly since I mailed the Jackman family video game and toy care package. And it is back in Florida, but it is in the worst place I could ever possibly imagine for it to be. The Seminole, Orlando, Florida Distribution Center. What I like to call the Alligator Alcatraz, or Bermuda Triangle of the USPS. Said it was going to be delivered today. I got the notification last night, right after I fell asleep, which I think was a blessing because I wouldn't have been able to fall asleep knowing that it was in the Seminole-Orlando Distribution Center. Because I immediately began to anthropomorphize the poor little package back in this horrible place. Last time he was there was about 5 days ago. Ended up in Jackson, Mississippi, about an hour away from where he was supposed to be on the Florida Space Coast. This part reminds me of Die Hard 2. It might be Die Hard season. I might need to watch Die Hard 2 today, not Die Hard 1. I'm feeling like in a Die Hard mood, Die Hard 2 mood watching this. But yeah, that's what happens when you are an hour away from the Seminole, Orlando, Florida Distribution Center, your poor little package. Instead of being sent to your home on the Space Coast of Florida, you're sent to Jackson, Mississippi. Then you're sent to Dallas, Texas. Then, after 5 days of pure hell, you're sent back to this horrible, horrible place, the Seminole, Orlando, Florida Distribution Center. And it's 7:25 a.m. If the package was going to be delivered today, it would definitely be out for delivery right now. But as of now, since 9:28 last night, it is still sitting in the purgatory of the Seminole, Orlando Distribution Center, where it shall remain until it ends up in, I figured out it'd probably be in one of three places next: Alaska, Hawaii, or Guam. I picked this game because I'd never heard of it before. This is still from my list of games that I picked while I was spent hours and hours finally curating list of games I wanted to play. This one is called Black Dragon. It is a spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins. It came out before Ghouls and Ghosts, which is the actual sequel to Ghosts and Goblins. So this is kind of a 1.5 of Ghosts and Goblins. So I had to show it to the world. Japanese exclusive. So you get in your underwear when you take damage, just like Ghosts and Goblins. It is Ghosts and Goblins, but it's just they didn't give it the title of Ghosts and Goblins. It's just the spiritual successor. Then they're like, okay, we're going to go back to the tried and true Ghosts and Goblins. He's not going to be a Viking anymore. He's going back to being the knight. Going back to the horror theme instead of like a fantasy theme. Going back to the old IP. This is a little bit easier than Ghosts and Goblins too, and Ghouls and Ghosts. But it's interesting, man. It's fucking interesting. Yeah, when I saw that Seminole, Orlando, Florida distribution center, all I could think was this Michael Scott meme, Q meme.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And it's really true. This is my fourth experience. Well, I guess now fifth, because this package has been there twice. This is my fourth experience with the Seminole Orlando, Florida distribution center. And every single time has been traumatic. Something bad happens every single time. So I can't blame this on the Mortal Kombat collection curse. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection curse, because it's even outside the realm of the curse. It's okay. This says end. I'm very confused. Very confused. Yeah, this is a problem with the Florida. But I still blame the curse, just the fact that it's in the Seminole, Orlando, Florida distribution center. They still haven't updated the Switch version of Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. They still haven't. But I was looking through my old streams, and this is some cow fucking bullshit right here. What the fuck is this shit? In. What is in? Oh my god. Okay, so I watched the latest video of Reiki with Anna, and it said this is for advanced Reiki only. If you're really familiar with my videos, and I said I'm not ready for this. I shouldn't watch this. This might release some devil shit. And then even during the video, she said, whatever you were thinking at the beginning of this video is probably true. So I was like, oh god, it is going to release the devil shit. But the Master Reiki energy was so strong, it sent me into a trance and I fell asleep. And I've been waking up pissed off, confused, and scared ever since I watched that damn video. Beware of the power of a Master Reiki practitioner. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed a curse lifted, a curse broken in real time. Literally, as I was speaking, the Jackman Family Care Package reached the Space Coast and is out for delivery. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. It's Friday. The kids are going to get home from school. I was thinking Saturday might be the best day, because me and Scott Jackman decided the best experience when you get a video game is to wake up on Saturday morning and play it. This is just a video game controller and some toys. But this Friday, I think I have a new theory. When you're a kid and you get a new toy, the best time to get a new toy is right when you get home from school after a long week on a Friday. So it's perfect timing, just in time. Me and Scott Jackman, we've had this saying since elementary school from his next door neighbor, Justin Gentili. Just in time. He had a T-shirt that said, had a picture of a little boy inside of a clock with his hands like this, almost like a Leonardo da Vinci, that old Leonardo da Vinci painting or drawing or whatever. But it said just in time, just in time, just in time. Perfect timing for the arrival of the package. I mean, it does say 4 to 8 days when you get USPS ground advantage. So it's been 7 days. So it's within the time window. But I'll tell you what, I'm never sending a USPS package to Florida again, because I don't want it to go in the Seminole Orlando distribution center ever again. I'm going UPS. I'm going FedEx. Okay, this game is supposed to be the predecessor to Blood Warrior and supposed to have blood in it. But this is the Japanese, or maybe it's the US version. I'm switching to the alternate country version to see if it has blood, because I swear the last time I played this it had blood, and this doesn't have blood. Okay, it didn't have a save state, but obviously it did have a save state, and this was the one I was playing before, so this is the Japanese version. We'll see if this has blood, because I swore this, it has a little description and a little picture of the game when you're scrolling through the games, and it said that this is the predecessor to Blood Warriors, and even before Mortal Kombat, this game had blood. It's not a lot of blood, but obviously, yes, this has blood. So the Japanese version is the one with blood. Blood Warriors has a lot of blood. You know what? I might have to just play Blood Warriors right after this. I was going to play Survival Arts, which is extremely similar to Blood Warriors. But if I'm talking about Blood Warriors and I'm playing Shogun Warriors, I might as well show Blood Warriors, because even though this does have a little teeny, eensy, weensy, teeny, tiny bit of blood, it's no Blood Warriors. So I want to satisfy everyone's bloodlust this morning, maybe just my own, and yeah. Yeah, the Reiki within a high level subconscious release Reiki video. It released some kind of darkness inside of me, so I might as well feed this darkness with some video game violence. But Reiki's no joke, man. Reiki is no joke. It is a powerful thing. I was gonna stop watching the video, but I had already been put into a trance within the first 5 minutes, and I passed out. I was hypnotized by the video. I woke up just feeling weird, man. And every single day since then, ever since I watched that, I've just been so angry waking up. Because if you're going to release something in my subconscious, it's going to release something bad. Because I spend all my time trying to just stay in my conscience. My conscience. I do not need to release my id energy. My inner id. I don't need id in my life. I need to stay in my conscience. Just watched this Julia Roberts movie about a philosophy department. She worked in the philosophy department. It made me think of my dad. My dad died 22 years ago yesterday. I guess we'll talk about that. We'll play some Blood Warriors. Blood Warrior, not Blood Warriors. This is the Japanese bloodshed version, so I'm assuming it even has even more blood. Oh, I like her. Freddy Krueger hands. Yeah, my dad died 22 years ago yesterday. He's a philosophy professor. So that movie, I watched it yesterday, and I thought of my dad. It was no quanky dink. But that was a bad time in my life. My ex-girlfriend, or she was my girlfriend at the time, it's a weird lineup, because I remember when my dad died, he it was 1 week after he died was Thanksgiving Day. And on Thanksgiving Eve, the night before Thanksgiving, my girlfriend at the time, the girl I lost my virginity to, cheated on me with a guy who was in town. On leave from West Point Military Academy. It was a guy she would stop our sexual interactions with. She would put a halt to his sexual reaction, start crying, and say she was thinking about when this particular guy, when she was a freshman in high school, SA'd her. So she cheated on me a week after my dad died, Thanksgiving morning, with a guy that SA'd her. And I wonder why I have sexual hang-ups, why I'm sexually fucked up in my brain. I mean, that's just one of the reasons. My dad himself is the main reason. He's a sex pest. Definitely would have been Me Too'd if he wouldn't have passed away. Definitely would have been Me Too'd by now. He liked sleeping with his students. My mom was a student. My stepmom was a student. My mom's first lesbian girlfriend was a student. Student life was his modus operandi. But that's just the tip of the iceberg on my dad's sex pestum. So, but yeah, that, the girl cheated on me with a guy that she said SA'd her. But she would bring up all kinds of horrible things, like I was giving her oral pleasure, and I brought back some sort of repressed memory of an older neighborhood kid doing that to her when she was little or something. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to have a teenage kicks here, to teenage sex life here. This is I bit off more than I can chew. Why am I even talking about this? I guess it needs to be talked about. This is a forum where I share my innermost thoughts, and maybe some people can relate to me, and is trying to have some normal vanilla sex like any other horned up teenager, and just biting off more than you can chew. This is not what I signed up for, kind of thing. I mean, this girl one time, in the middle of having sex, I don't even know where she pulled it out of. Maybe she pulled it out of her vagina? I have no fucking clue. She pulls out a fucking razor blade and starts cutting up my arms while we're having sex. I still have the scars. One night she admits to me that she's a lesbian, and she had a lesbian lover that they were caught, and she moved away because of it. And lesbians like to wrestle when having sex, and maybe we should wrestle more. I'm not into the concept of the rough stuff. I'm not into that. Jesus Christ. You just try to satisfy a woman. It's a fucking horror show. Alright, I picked this game because usually you hear about cowboys and Indians. But this is ninjas and Indians. Sorry, Native Americans, I suppose is the proper nomenclature. But yeah, you're a ninja killing Native Americans. So I thought that might be interesting idea. Okay, I'm only getting one. I'm getting no sound out of my headphones. I'm getting some sound. Maybe this is a monaural game. Yeah. God, I can't believe I'm already saying way too much shit in this video. I had to take down my video before last because I said too much shit. Now I'm saying even more shit that I shouldn't say. I should have programmed my controller in the TurboGrafx 16 style of controls. But this is an arcade game, so I can just keep adding fake quarters. Yeah, I mean, I'm demonizing all these women in my life for having weird sex kinks, but I mean, the Reiki with Anna video that unlocked my subconscious that night right after it unlocked some crazy shit in my subconscious. I had some sex dream about a girl that used to be friends with my sister back in the day that I had a crush on. She was hell-bent on pegging me. She was obsessed with the idea of pegging me. Maybe I was like feeling the pressure that women feel from men trying to peg them or something. Just that ferocity. She was just really trying in every way to coerce me into pegging me. I was like, well, maybe you can stick a finger up my butt or something. Then it stopped being a sex dream, and turned into her like she was having financial problems. She was going to have to sell her rare video game system to buy more video games, and then I was like, well, you can just, I'll borrow your video game system and you can borrow one of mine. And then the dream ended. It was just my damn subconscious. I just, I decided that I came across this girl that I was thinking about it the other day. Maybe even in my younger self, I would try to do this girl that I came in contact with recently. Maybe at one time in my life, I'd try to do her. I probably could do her if I wanted to. And I haven't done anyone in a very, very long time. And I just realized, it's just not worth it. It's not worth the bullshit of what I'd have to go through and the trauma of getting my dick wet. Just all the baggage that goes along with that, at least for me in my life. It's like opening up a Pandora's box. Literally. Pun intended. Maybe that's what Pandora's box is. Maybe that's what the allegory is all about. You open up Pandora's box and you open up Pandora's box. I've had one healthy sexual encounter in my entire life. And I still think about it. And we didn't even have sex. Just got to like second and a half base, I would say. It's a girl named Grace. Christian girl from Florida Keys. So it's the only healthy sexual experience I can ever remember. If I could go back in time, I would make it the only sexual experience I ever had. But I'm dirty. I'm a dirty, perverted old man now. Just gross. Some filth you just can't wash off, and here I am. I was looking at the face of James Tube UFO. And I was like, his face reminds me of someone else. And it reminded me of Chris Clavin and this guy Evan McMahon. Two of the biggest con men I've ever met. And I was like, I guess that's what the face of a con man looks like. And I wonder if people look at me and they're like, that's the face of someone that's been traumatized and feels dirty, 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 dirty. All right. I played, what's it called? Turrican the other day. And I found this game and I was like, this looks familiar. And I was like, oh yeah, this is the game that Turrican literally ripped off. This is the like the guy who made Turrican. He really just straight up plagiarized games. And this is the game that he straight up just plagiarized. So I thought it would be important to play this. I said Contra and Metroid. And there are some Contra and Metroid elements. When the guy was making Turrican, he was like, this is the game he had in mind that he was making. That he was just making his own version of. So I needed to play this. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I'm not perverted because I'm pretty vanilla. I'm just dirty. I feel so dirty. I feel so dirty. The things that were done to me, not the things I've done. Maybe the things I was talked into doing, but not my own desires, not the things that I've done. I've never put any pressure on anyone. I'm very shy. And I remember my friend Angela saying, "You're the first person I've met that seems literally afraid of women." She's right. I feel dirty, dirty, dirty. I can't even go to a strip club. I haven't been to a strip club since my 20s because this girl started giving me more than I bargained for. She started breaking the law. It's like, what the hell's going on? I got the fuck out of there. I just remember driving way home with my friend George and saying, "Oh, I feel so dirty, dirty, dirty. I feel so dirty." Maybe most men would think they got some kind of like bonus thrown in or something like that. But for me, I was like, there's a fucking set of rules to a strip club. Keep it from going into the realm of prostitution. And she tried to break that rule tonight. I'm never going to a strip club again. It's called the Classy Chassis in Indianapolis, Indiana. Apparently, according to my friend Matt, it's closed down now. Good. But I think she did it because she asked me what my job was, and I said I was in a band. I think she really thought that meant like I was really in a band. So she I don't know, maybe she thought I was kind of rock star or something. But I mean, when you do nothing, when you're on disability and you just so happen to be in a band, when people ask you what you do, you say you're in a band, you know. But I wasn't in that kind of band. I wasn't in fucking Motley Crue. I've heard of men like dressing up in like army uniform when they go to the strip club because strippers love army men and shit. Hate strip clubs. Dirty shit. First time I ever went to a strip club, it was me and Scott Jackman. We're driving down Highway 60 in Brandon, Florida. Both 18 years old. And saw a sign at the Deja Vu strip club. It said, "You get in for free if you have a Tampa Bay Lightning ticket stub." So we just went to the Tampa Bay Lightning Thunderdome, I think it was called, or the Lightning Dome or some shit. It's called something else now, but the Tampa Bay Lightning Arena. And we just looked on the floor for ticket stubs, and they were everywhere. So we just grabbed a ticket stub, we got in free to the Deja Vu. I'll never forget it. The moment I walked in, literally the moment I walked in, the first thing I saw was a Hispanic, middle-aged stripper lady. I mean, she looked middle-aged to me at the time. I was 18. She was probably 25. She was winking her butthole in and out. Completely spread eagle. That's my first impression of a strip club. I just wanted to see a naked lady. I didn't want to see a butthole being winked in and out. But that's Tampa, Florida strip clubs for you. They don't play around. You get the full Monty there. So I haven't been that many times. But, I just think to myself, why can't I just be a hot-blooded American male with male privilege and white privilege, and just enjoy my life and the cards that were dealt to me. Looks can be deceiving. It's not what you look like on the outside, it's the horrible damage you harbor on the inside. I can't live a typical heteronormative privileged life like I was meant to. Everything has to be twisted and fucked and fucking... I don't know. That's why I hide in my room. That's why I hide in my house. That's why I don't talk to people. There's schizo and then there's schizoid. I am both schizo and schizoid. Schizo is psychotic. Schizoid is antisocial. It's when you completely cut yourself off from society. And even if I wasn't schizo, I think after just my life experience, nurture over nature, I would still be schizoid. Because in my experience, this world's a scary place. And the human interactions I've come across have left me with one lesson. I hate being human and I hate being around humans.